Hi, my name is Lewis Howes, and welcome to the Daily Motivation Show.
With neuroplasticity, it's psychological work, right? But it's actually not. It's actually physiological work. I've had, these people who are very, very successful genuinely be so frustrated. I don't understand, what am I supposed to do? People say I'm not nice to them, what am I actually supposed to do? So this is what I say to them. Imagine a field of grass. And on day one, you walk through the field and the grass is high and, you're sort of flattening as you walk. And then you walk there every day until you've trodden a little path into the grass. And then you keep walking there until it becomes like a muddy path. Then you might lay some paving stones, and then you build a proper path. That's what you're doing in your brain when you change any behaviour. And I remember when I learnt Danish, which was super hard.
Gosh.
Yeah. And I've mentioned to you that I prefer to eat healthily, but I was literally taking a can of Coke or a bag of Maltesers to the Danish lessons. And it was 90 minutes, and by about an hour, I would feel so tired and so hungry.
Exhausting, isn't it?
Exhausting, yeah. So I did 8 weeks of lessons. I then went to Denmark for summer holidays, and I came back and had a lesson. And at some point she said, "Okay, great, we're done for now, see you next week." And I was like, was that 90 minutes? So basically the 90 minutes I hadn't got hungry, I hadn't got tired, I'd got through the lesson, and I realised I've gone past that tipping point of neuroplasticity. Mm-hmm. Acknowledging that it's physical work sometimes takes away that frustration that you think you should just be getting it and you're not. Because I don't think you would blame yourself in the same way if it was like a sport. You're building a pathway in your brain, you're not just thinking. Thinking doesn't happen without neuronal connections. So you're connecting neurons through synapses. Once you've made enough synapses and connections and maybe myelinated the pathway. So there's 3 physiological aspects to neuroplasticity. Myelination is literally just making a pathway a faster pathway. So for example, we have myelinated pathways to snatch our hand out of fire, but we have non-myelinated pathways for pain. Because if you immediately, felt the pain, you wouldn't be able to remove yourself from the danger. You've obviously done the work and become very successful. But there are a lot of people who would be stuck in that I'm not smart. I was stuck in I'm not creative till I was 35. So I was told at high school, because I wasn't good at art, that I wasn't creative. And I completely believed that I wasn't creative. I didn't think I could do anything but be a doctor for the rest of my life. Through a series of events, which even probably I am not aware of the complexity of, I woke up one morning and I thought, I never chose to be a doctor. My parents told me to be a doctor.
Yeah.
I was told at school I was smart. I was so smart that I didn't just do an MD, I did a PhD as well. And I said to myself that morning, if I'm so smart, what do I actually want to do? And so, that was the start of my life. And within a short period of that, I realised I'm creative. I might not be able to do a good painting, although I actually can now. So the belief, also changed me. I started doing more art and stuff as well. I created a business, I created a new life, I created a home. When I do my cooking, I'm creative. There was a time that I looked in the mirror. I had this narrative, I'm not a writer, I'm not an author, because my PhD was so traumatic. Writing it was really the worst thing in my life. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, Tara, you've got a best-selling, award-winning book that's translated into 38 languages. You are a writer.
I know, it's crazy, right?
So there's that whole narrative that even you and I have got things in our head which are I'm not smart, I'm not creative. So, think about people that haven't had the opportunities that we've had or who don't know about neuroplasticity. That's why it's, my passion and my heart, because I just believe that that's such a key to unlocking things for so many people.
I am so excited for you to finish the rest of your day strong. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click the link in the description and it'll take you to the full episode of my other show, The School of Greatness. Make sure to come back tomorrow for another episode of the Daily Motivation Show.